Game Plus game, which I hadn't done before. And apparently my crew is now singing in English on my boat, which is confusing. Some of these places I haven't visited in quite a while, so this has been a little interesting from that point. But I have a bit of a new gear loadout, I think, if you watched my last gear loadout video, at least. The armor, I've got the same armor set, the same engravings and everything. I have the same spear, Athena spear, which is one I use, the Hades bow, but I managed to acquire one of the new weapons, which is the Sword of Yumminess, which is like a samurai sword. And if you look at it, you can tell that, yes, I like playing with fire, so I actually have it engraved so it's on fire all the time, because with this sword, you do not get to use any of your abilities. So you can't use the fire ability. If you want to have something on fire, you're going to have to engrave it or set it on fire somehow. And because of that, I actually, in this New Game Plus mode, or New Game Plus, this is my ability tree. So I've got a few things here, which I didn't know when you reset the ability points. It doesn't reset, or when you reset, yeah, the ability points, it doesn't reset the mastery levels, only the ability points. And you can see the ones at the bottom. Yeah, they're there, but you can't use all of them. For some reason, though, you can see that I actually have this one highlighted, which is the charged heavy attack. That one's still usable. Not really too sure, but I have went in, and anything that I had ability point wise, I have spread over to mastery levels. So I've got some more damage with spears, and if you come over here, I've got some upgrades, health on parry because I can't use second wind. Warrior damage, I've added a little bit there. We got an extra point, so we'll, oh, nope, got it all maxed out. Health maxed out, armor maxed out, melee resistance maxed out, fire damage maxed out. So I've tried to put a lot of things over here, and you'll notice, none of the ones that use abilities, there's no sense in even trying to put any of those on. So I think I have one or two over here too. Adrenaline on parry, I added that previous, so I couldn't change it. But it's not really doing me any good because I'm not using adrenaline. Damage with swords is maxed out. So, what was that one? Elemental resistance. Because I like to set things on fire, that's just to keep me from taking a lot of damage. So what I'm going to do here is I'm at a fort in north of Fokis, and we're going to try and take out this fort. I'm gonna switch the microphone off, but that's just so you can't hear me swearing if I die. So enjoy, and I'll come back at the end and wrap this up.
Out of here now!
Let's stay out of sight. the Athenians gain an advantage.
Okay, so there we go. You might have noticed a couple things. One, I had to call Icaros to help me find the treasure chests and stuff to complete the fort. That's because you don't get the sight ability. You can't use that, and so that makes things a little more difficult, especially in the dark or in a cave. You kind of got to run around. I want to say that I actually played almost all of Fate of Atlantis, Episode 3, with this configuration in my regular save. So this is something that's doable. You'll notice that I also had just a little bit of trouble with the Polemarch and the mercenary the mercenary that tried to take me out. I've noticed that with this build, that while I'm not losing a lot of health, although I did to them, I don't always have enough oomph to take out the real big baddies. That's where I miss using my abilities. So, you know, that's something you got to be aware of, just because. And you know, there's some definite downsides to it. I mean, I definitely got to figure out a little better system for taking out those bad guys, especially the bigger ones with more health. It's not a matter of you know, just using some abilities. The one I really miss is the shield break. You can tell that the guys with the shields, they kind of hold up a little bit better. So it's something to look out for. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this. You can see that, you know, I didn't use any abilities, and I think I did okay. And this is hard. I've been playing on regular for my regular save pretty much the whole time, and now I've moved it up to a hard level. So you know, it's a step up in that as well. So that might have been contributing to it a bit, but overall, I'm pretty happy. Just so you guys can kind of see my stats, I will look at those. As soon as I remember how to do that, I think it's this one. Yeah, we can see the warrior damage and the assassin damage and stuff here. You know, those kind of things. And you can see I do have all arrows penetrate shields turned on. That's why you saw me falling back and shooting arrows. Typically, if I do start to run low on health in this build, that's what I'll do. Is I'll snap back and I will do you know, some arrows from a distance, and we'll use that to build my health back up to where I can get in there and melee hit with my sword a little bit more. So that is my current situation. One thing that I was thrown off by is because in this New Game Plus, there's some things going on here. I must not have unlocked all of the lieutenants yet, because I've only got one, and that was a bit odd for me, but that's okay. Also, it put me at the bottom of the mercenary tiers, so I'm going to have to restart that whole thing again. I hadn't thought of that, but... so, anyway, this is my current configuration. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll talk to you later.